Know that when people don't exercise, if people are on bed rest for more than 72 hours, the amount of deconditioning that occurs is pretty dramatic. If people have been on the sedentary part of life for weeks or months, then the softening of the bones, softening of the tendons, weakening of the muscles, decay of the cardiovascular system can be pretty dramatic. So it's important that you have a safe place to start. When you think about the remodeling that occurs over time, and that is what you're looking for, not to hit a home run in a week, but to create a remodeling, a toughening of the tissues in your systems over time so they have more tolerance for life, then you first introduce the forces. The forces will challenge the tissues, they will break down slightly. So a little bit of soreness could be appropriate and safe. And then they will break down and the remodeling process starts, and by week 6 you are building a pretty good base of toughness in your tissues and function in your cardiovascular respiratory system. But we know that it is really the 3 to 4 month mark before people get a solid base. So it's important that you start slowly and that you are consistent. If you do so much that you get sore and you cannot repeat the exercises day after day after day for those 6, 12, 16 weeks to get the base, then you may fail. We call week 2 to week 6 in an exercise program the Valley of Death, because people usually start out with great enthusiasm for the first 2 weeks, but by the end of the 2 weeks, the amount of remodeling that is occurring in their body in every tissue and every system is occupying energy. People tell us they are getting exhausted. They have to go to bed earlier. It's hard to get up in the morning. And they are encouraged to stop the exercises, but if you stop the exercises, then you will lose ground and you'll have to go through those first couple weeks again to get back where you are. So a big part of our job as caregivers is to pull people through the valley of death to make sure they get to week 6 or week 8 where all the benefit starts to occur. It is important to remember that initially all of your tissues and systems are challenged by the exercise and they break down some. The reason for the fatigue. We've also noticed that when people go too fast, that between week 3 and week 4, then they start to show some signs of a tendinitis, or believe it or not, they would get a cold or the flu, because even your immune system is competing for your resources and everything breaks down some, but that's why even your immune system gets better if you exercise consistently over time. If you are doing the exercise and you feel that you're getting soreness around your joints or in your tendons, then it's important that you don't stop completely. You might take a day or 2 off, ice the part, nurture it, but then try to continue at a lower level so that you don't lose the fitness and the toughness that you've started to generate in the process. It's important that you persist over time long enough to get the prize.